I'm tired of reading about some shit as soon as I got something popping. As soon as I want to promote a tour, party, a fucking album, anything, y'all bring up something.
Chris Brown has said it himself. Every time he tries to do something positive or plans a tour, something from his past resurfaces and lands him in trouble. This time, an old article may be the reason he's now behind bars. But there's a chance he could be released sooner than expected. Right now, Chris Brown is locked up in a UK jail, doing everything he can to get out. And honestly, can you blame him? Especially when videos like this are circulating on TikTok, showing what life is, really like for inmates in UK prison.
Hey, Chris Brown, for all that shit music you've got, I'm gonna do you.
To be fair, a lot of UK prisoners might want to get at Chris Brown for their own reasons. However, it's likely he'll be placed in a protected wing, separated from the general population to ensure his safety. The UK government definitely wouldn't want to be held responsible if something were to happen to him behind bars. Chris Brown is now set to reapply for bail on Wednesday, tomorrow, following the assault charges related to an alleged bottle attack. He was remanded into custody by a Manchester court after being arrested last Thursday, immediately after stepping off his private jet. The charges stem from an incident at a London nightclub 2 years ago, where he's accused of inflicting grievous bodily harm with intent. A TikToker known as Danny Unfiltered, who's familiar with these types of legal cases, explained how Chris might actually be released before his June court date and could potentially avoid missing too many stops on his upcoming tour.
So, a little clarity around the Chris Brown situation. So, obviously he is in jail, but the difference is he doesn't actually have to stay in jail till the 13th of June. He can have a bail appeal application, which he can do any time between now and his court date. So, I have no doubt that his legal team are working on this. I think the issue is because he is a global superstar and he's touring, he's not going to be able to leave the UK now. So a little bit like young Philly, who is in Australia, got arrested in Australia, he has to stay there till his bail hearing this year, and he's been there since, I think, November or December 2024. So what's going to happen now is Chris Brown is going to apply for bail. He'll have to surrender his passport, and the judge will have to feel that he isn't a flight risk and he isn't going to go anywhere.
Regardless of what people think, it's unlikely that Chris Brown would try to flee the country to avoid facing justice. If given the choice, he'd obviously prefer to be staying in five-star hotels and moving around London with his security team, not stuck behind bars in a UK jail. That said, securing bail is crucial for him right now. If things don't go in his favor, this could drag on much longer, especially if the case goes to trial. While a June court date has been mentioned, a full trial could push things back by several months. And just because he's a celebrity doesn't necessarily mean he'll be given priority over others who are also waiting for their day in court.
So, that's what he'll do. I hope he's got good lawyers. I hope that he can say he'll reside in the UK. Hope that he'll say he'll either cancel his tour or continue his court tour for the people that are going. And then he'll have his court hearing. I would be very surprised if he actually is forced to stay in jail until June 13th. So it looks like Breezy might have to reside in the UK and send his child back to America, because I think his daughter was with him when he got arrested, allegedly. I don't know how true that is. But I would imagine he gets out on bail Monday, Tuesday, next week at some point. And then obviously he'll have to prepare for the court case. What shocks me, though, is that obviously this happened in 2023. Then obviously after he did the GBH, he then went back to America. The UK law was basically saying, we want to speak to you about this, and he just ignored them. I don't know why Chris Brown's team, when he was doing a UK tour, didn't say, well, the police are going to want to speak to you, let's get in contact, let's arrange a meeting, let's show willing. I just don't know why he'd risk it. Like, it just makes no sense to me. But it's unlikely that I think Chris Brown will stay in prison for a month in Manchester. Like, it just seems a bit wild.
If things don't go in Chris Brown's favor, there's a strong chance he could remain in jail in the UK for a long time. Even at the next court hearing, the case could be delayed again. keeping him behind bars until the trial begins. Rumors have surfaced that a member of his team, allegedly his manager, tried to bring him KFC while he was in custody, a move that clearly shows how frustrated they are with the situation. This arrest could potentially cost them a lot of money. People suggest he should just reschedule the tour dates, but it's not that simple. Venues have already been booked, staff paid, and major deals made, especially since they're working with Live Nation. Outside the police station, his manager was even spotted holding a KFC bag and a JD bag, likely trying to get him some comfort food. Meanwhile, the American side of social media has its own wild theories. On TikTok, one viral comment claimed that Beyoncé is behind Chris Brown's arrest, supposedly to stop his tour from overshadowing hers. The commenter said she doesn't want Chris being praised as the greatest performer while her tour struggles for attention. This isn't just a one-off opinion. Comments like that are getting thousands of likes, with one reaching over 300-400 likes and many others echoing the same theory.
Why is Chris Brown in jail? Right now.
Oh yeah, come on.
In London.
Correct. I mean, what he did is my name with a bottle.
Are we sure that actually happened?
Hey.
Are we sure that he was left with no choice? I'll never forget not long after that whole foolishness between him and Rihanna. And he went to do, what was it, Good Morning America, to do a performance. And they gaslit him so bad in that green room. And he freaked out on the asses.
Many celebrities are now speaking out and calling for Chris Brown's release, especially with his highly anticipated tour approaching. The closest scheduled dates are the 8th, 11th, and 13th. But as mentioned earlier, this situation could drag on much longer than people expect. While a few fans have already shown up outside the HMP prison, mainly joking around and making TikToks, the tone is starting to shift. Supporters are now trying to organize actual protests at the prison in the hopes of making some kind of impact on the ongoing legal situation.
Good morning, Team Breezy. Public service announcement. If you are not following Lance on Instagram, I advise you to go follow Lance on his Instagram account. Also, look on his story, join the live broadcast for these details. If you are Team Breezy in Manchester, right now, we need you. Go and do exactly what Lance has said. Team Breezy in Manchester, Lance needs you right now. If you are not following Lance on Instagram, go follow Lance's Instagram, go to his story and join this live broadcast. If you are Team Breezy in Manchester, hurry up and do this now. You will see this message as soon as you join the live broadcast. All right? So let's make this shit happen, Team Breezy in Manchester. Do not play no fucking games. And if you close to over there, make sure you can get over there. Because they ain't doing this shit in America. So we need y'all to turn up for the fucking one time, alright? Free
Chris Brown is a global superstar, and while that puts him at risk in prison, the case he's facing is serious, one he's already managed to avoid for some time. This could go either way. Honestly, it wouldn't be surprising if he gets released, but at the same time, it also wouldn't be shocking if the court denies bail and decides to make an example out of him. Authorities may want to prove that even pop stars aren't above the law. If Chris ends up beating this case, there's a chance he might go after the media, especially The Sun, for allegedly setting him up, and suing the press isn't far-fetched. Actor Noel Clarke is already doing something similar with a massive $76 million claim. That was actually the topic of my last video, so make sure to check that out.